As a speaker, coach, consultant, service provider, if you don't have a website these days, you are going to look illegitimate. Like it's a non negotiable that you have to have one right now. And coming out of the pandemic, if you don't have an online presence, it kind of feels like, what were you doing these last couple years? So, if you do need some inspiration, here is a website that I think is absolutely badass and that you can take some good key notes from when you're building your website or when you're talking to a designer. First thing right away, this speaker you can tell is seasoned and he is a pro. You can tell that he's got two different audiences, and depending on which one you choose, the language switches from his services. So there's going to be a more professional feel to the corporate side, and then he's going to use a little bit more relaxed language when it comes to college students, trio, and youth. So that's number one. I think the above the fold, right when you get onto the homepage, is super good looking. And I love that there's some social proof, the good image, all of it just works really well together. Later on down in the homepage, there's this cool section. So we've got the counters that shows the different numbers that he has stat-wise. But the one I want to focus on is that he's spoken in 44 different states. And then right below it, you have this cool graphic of, you can see which states he hasn't been to, and then he lists them. I love this because if you're maybe looking at this website and you're from one of these states, it kind of feels like he's talking right to you. And he's like, hey, I really want to come there. And that definitely helps, because when you're hiring a speaker, it's really nice whenever they want to come see you. It's cool, and it really kind of helps you as a speaker, connect with the person that's going to hire you. So clicking into his college page, you're going to see that, again, above the fold is giving us a lot of different things to look at and wants us to keep looking further down. And it also builds trust. And so you can see that he chooses imagery that is aspirational. So it's showing the stages that he wants to talk on more. I know the speaker, and he talks to groups of 15 sometimes, and he's in a small classroom. But throughout the website, he uses pictures that have big audiences, because that's what he's actually wanting to book more of. So he wants to show that off. Another thing is that I love every page is different, but you can tell they all kind of go together. So this is the corporate page. We have the college page. And then if you go to Trio, it's even a little bit different as well. So everything is on brand. It's bright. It's bold. And if you saw this and then started looking away, and maybe in a couple weeks you saw something else that was black and orange, I feel like you'd be transported back to this website. As a designer, I love to say trusted by before I put past audiences. Some people say, previous clients, past stages, whatever, but I just like trusted by. I feel like it carries just so much weight. And it's just a good, describing word for a past audience. And what I like about this one specifically is that he is showing universities, organizations of all different sizes. So there's technical colleges, there's junior colleges, community colleges, and then huge schools that you would also recognize. There's also organizations like FFA, which is something really big. And, he's not painting himself into any kind of corner when you see his trusted by section. I also love that there's a monochrome look to it, because all of these logos have a million different colors that might clash and might just take away from the brand that he's really got built into this website. So I think this is just such a great section for him. I love that his website just isn't, a big bright header and then boring text all the way down. It is always changing. It keeps you engaged, and it's always looking a little bit different, but still congruent at the same time. And it's just a good example of how you can be creative with websites and still make them so that they display the information effectively. One last note, I just love that he's got a ton of videos. And so throughout the website, you can find a lot of watch this links, and it's going to a different video every single time. opens up in a pop-up so you're staying on the page and it's not, pushing you over to LinkedIn or anything like that or YouTube. And it's just all in-house on this website so that you're still browsing here and then you just want to hire him. So that is why I think this website, OdellSpeaks.com, is just absolutely kick-ass. So I try to make these videos quick, and hopefully you enjoyed that website and got some inspiration from it. If you are looking for a website designer that can give you something like that, please let me know. Reach out. I am at KristenPearson.com or Kristen at KristenPearson.com. So I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video for my next website review.